My cat Freddie loves to be brushed and cuddled. But stirring up his cat allergens meant sneezing and itchy eyes. Then I found Purina One Live Clear. It's cat food that reduced the major allergen and my suffering in as little as 21 days. Now, we feel closer than ever. If you have issues with cat allergens, you really need to try Purina One Live Clear.
Try new Purina One Live Clear today. Purina One, a difference from day one.
Attention Ditto Heads.
Lightning fast lane.
Attention Bo Scouts.
Goes by the pseudonym Bo Snerdley.
It's time for the Soul of Excellence.
He is a radio host at 77 WABC here in New York.
The Rush Hour is on the air.
Rush.
Now here's Bo Snerdley.
Welcome, my friends, to the Thursday edition of Bo Snerdley's Rush Hour. If you would like to be part of the program this afternoon, 800-848-9222 is how you reach us, 800-848-9222. Yes, there's all kind of news out to discuss today. The manic depression that is going on. It is a depression, and it is crazy in some cases. The accusations that are being made by Democrats regarding these tariffs, they've gone into overdrive. We've got that. We've got Tulsi Gabbard had something to say at today's cabinet meeting. But before we get to any of that, we've had two incidents today of aircraft. One at Reagan National Airport, which happened on the ground. Two planes, apparently one of them had their wings clipped by another plane, causing a lot of questions. But in New York right now, at the Hudson River, apparently there is an aircraft down. Red Apple Media news director, anchor, Noam Layden, my good friend, is with us. Noam, it's been so long since I've heard your voice. Thank you for joining us, Noam.
Yeah, thank you. It's good to hear your voice. I'm at the scene, so I'm on the Jersey City side, which is obviously in New Jersey, and this is where the crash took place, closer to the Jersey side of the Hudson. It was a little bit after 3 o'clock this afternoon, and I just spoke like 90 seconds ago with somebody. He said he heard a loud thud, and then he saw something in the water. All of his coworkers ran down. Of course, they called 911. The response here on the Jersey side is overwhelming. Now, from my vantage point, I can't see where this chopper is. Maybe it has sunk already. I just can't tell you from my vantage point, and I'm pretty close because there's EMTs, there's emergency personnel, there's FDNY. Even the FDNY came through the Holland Tunnel to the Jersey side to help out. There are boats on the water as well. But what I have been told is that there were 4 people aboard this helicopter and that the 4 have been plucked out of the water. I don't know what their condition is, don't know what took place with the helicopter. That obviously will come in the coming hour or a couple hours. So they're usually pretty quick about getting this information to us, getting conflicting reports about their condition. So I can't even tell you for sure what has happened to these 4. But there is the same worker who told me he heard the thud. He said he's pretty sure that one of the people plucked from the water was a kid, which would suggest to me, if that's accurate, that this may have been a tourist helicopter.
Wow. Well, it is at least somewhat heartening to hear that people have been recovered. So one, of course, hopes and prays that their condition is given the fact that the aircraft is down, the helicopter, you said it's a helicopter, down in the water. Hopefully they were able to survive it. What a scary experience.
It is. Coincidentally, I was also here for what was a miracle, which was the miracle on the Hudson when Sully Sullenberger landed a full aircraft on the Hudson, and thankfully everyone survived that thanks to his expertise in what was a miracle. And on that day, there are ferries that go back and forth across the Hudson that bring passengers from New Jersey to New York, back to New York to New Jersey, and they were the first on the scene, and they took people off that plane and really saved so many lives that day. Here we are again, and as I look out into the water, there are those ferry boats nearby as well. Now, I don't know if they were the first on the scene that got these people out of the helicopter, but there are, I would say, endless amounts of fire trucks here, ambulances, and they're sitting here, which suggests to me that whatever has happened is over, and now they're trying to figure what took place aboard this helicopter and whether they can fish the helicopter out of the water.
Noam, thank you very much for bringing us up to speed. If there are any breaking developments, please feel free to just give us a holler, rejoin us, and let us know what's going on. Thank you so much for the report.
You're welcome. Sure.
Red Apple Media's Noam Laden, my friends. All right, James Golan here, Snerdley with you today. The Democrats are unbelievable. I'm going to start. We're not going to listen to the whole thing. We'll just get the gist of it. Let's start with cut 8. This is Senator Blumenthal from Connecticut. He of Stolen Valor fame. This is a guy who managed to get elected, although he misrepresented his service record in the Vietnam War, yet he's elected to the United States, a Democrat, of course. This is Senator Blumenthal earlier.
President Trump has capitulated to reality, but in the meantime he's done huge damage already to our economy, and he's leaving deep and spreading uncertainty about what is next. And the uncertainty is almost as bad as the tariffs, because businesses can't plan if they don't know what the rules are going to be. And so he is laying waste to the American economy with the uncertainty and chaos and confusion. There seems to be no limit to it. It's dystopian, dysfunctional, just plain dumb.
Is there the potential for White House insiders to profit off of the market?
This is unbelievable.
This administration is replete with grifters. Corruption is its middle name. And I have no doubt that a investigation of stock dealing, as well as potentially other investments, is going to reveal deep corruption in this industry.
All right, we can stop it right there. So here's the angle. Again, there's so much chaos out there. Businesses don't know how to plan. I guess they don't listen and watch the news because everybody knew this was coming since the election. But no, everybody's been caught off guard completely by the fact that there were tariffs, even though they've been promised. And now you have this mainstream so-called reporter type. And I don't know who this person is, need to find out, because this is the new angle that Democrats are going on. Is there a possibility of insider trading going on at the White House? Oh, they're just a bunch of corrupt. Name names. If you're going to accuse people of bribery, if you're going to accuse people of shady stock deals, name names. We on this side name names. People want to know how the Pelosi's seem to have done so well with their trades. We could go all the way back to the cattle futures business and Hillary Clinton and ask the same questions when they were in office. But if you're going to make these accusations, bring the receipts. Now, Elizabeth Warren. You heard everything Blumenthal had to say. Let's cut 7. Elizabeth Warren, Democrat. Listen to this.
Of course. Your reaction to the tariffs being rolled back?
Understand. Chaos is its own form of terror. It costs everyone in the United States when the president does an on-again, off-again, on-again, off-again, on-again, off-again, which causes investors to back up and say, I'm not opening a factory here, because nobody knows what the rules will be. 2 years from now, they won't even know what the rules will be 2 days from now.
I know the Democrats are planning like a week of action in response to Trump's tariffs during recess. How is the message going to change now that, now that he's rolled back?
Look, Donald Trump has proven that he doesn't understand how to drive a big economy and that he is perfectly willing to wreck it. The kind of cost that Donald Trump has already imposed on this economy, even if he rolled back all of the tariffs tomorrow, the cost has been enormous. He has
all right, enough of Elizabeth Warren. So this is the same line. There's too much chaos out here. The cost of the economy is enormous. no one will open factories here. It's a blatant misstatement. And I could use the word lie, but I'd rather just use the word misstatements. There are already over $3 trillion of new investments headed to the United States thanks to Donald Trump. Donald Trump doesn't understand the economy. He understands well enough how the Democrat Party has put together and been the architect of an economy that served the Democrat Party, not the American people. Every day, we learn more and more about the mismanagement of the federal government in the hands of Democrats. Let me give you an example of that. Cut 16. Today at the cabinet meeting, Lori Chavez Dramir talked about what's going on at the Labor Department.
On the heels of that, late last night, we're understanding unemployment insurance fraud. That trust needs to be whole for the American people. When we need it for who deserves it. That's not what we're seeing. And the numbers that we saw last night, again, exposed by our partners at DOJ at the Department of Labor. Since 2020, over $400 million of payments have gone out already. And when you hear these numbers, apparently in the United States, we have over almost 25,000 people who are over 115 years old who are collecting $59 million that we have sent out to people. Talk about fraudulent behavior. Mr. President, 28,000 people between 1 and 5 years old have collected fraudulent payments at the tune of $254 million has gone out. And lastly, 10,000 people who have not been born yet, 15 years into the future, $69 million, and they haven't even been born yet. In one case, they will be born 129 years from now. The United States government sent them $41,000, and they're not born yet. So, under the Department of Labor, those are the things that we're uncovering. I couldn't be more honored to tell the American people that we're bringing back their dollars and we're saving them and returning them to the United States Treasury. Also, jobs numbers. Last Friday, 228,000 new jobs were reported. That is good for the American people. That is my primary job, is to grow that workforce under your leadership. So we kicked off.
Okay, you got it now. Here's what we know. In addition to everything you've heard about Social Security, the mismanagement there, Medicaid, the management there, we have illegal aliens that have been put in the system who are getting benefits. In addition to all that, we have unemployment dollars going for people that won't be born for decades. We have people supposedly over 115 years old collecting unemployment. No controls on the way your money is spent, and yet you have Elizabeth Warren saying that Trump doesn't understand the economy. You have this guy talking about grifters. Blumenthal, Senator Blumenthal from Connecticut, who sat up and lied to the voters about his service record. Blatant lies. They call it stolen valor. He's a senator. He has a audacity to sit and point his finger and claim with no evidence whatsoever that people in the Trump administration are guilty of insider stock trading. Bring the receipts. These people have lied. They have built an entire political party and an entire bureaucracy on cheating, lying, stealing, grifting, lying more to the American public. This is what they do. Donald Trump has proven he knows how to make an economy work because it worked the first time. Instead of putting in confidence in a man that has proven to know how to deliver in a short time results, what do? Stand on the sidelines and carp. And we have more carping from them coming up. Don't go away, James Golden, Snerdley. I didn't even get to my first story today. The locomotion. Oh, this is the anniversary of little Eva passing, 59 years old when she did in 2003. This was number one in 1962, The Locomotion, sort of about a train. And I did not get to the first story on my stack today. I'll just give you the headline. Man robbed and had sex with corpse on Manhattan subway train, according to the New York Police Department. I'm not making it up. They're looking for him. They've got photos of him. He has an LA Dodgers hat on. Man robbed somebody, then had sex with the corpse on a Manhattan subway train. That did the locomotion.
Rush. This is the Rush Hour with Bo Snerdley.
Bo Snerdley.
On 77 WABC.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
ChatGPT Plus is free for college students through May. Here's the thing. You've got a lot to do between now and then. Studying for finals, writing papers, trying to keep your life on track. And ChatGPT can help with all of it. It can quiz you for your econ exam, make a study guide from your French notes, plan out your meals and study breaks. It can get really specific on how you like to learn. It can even help you come up with ways to stop procrastinating. So from now until summer break, take advantage of all the ways ChatGPT can make your life easier. Restrictions apply.
This episode is brought to you by Buick. When you have 4 new tires, every drive feels fresh. Right now, buy 3 select tires and get 1 for just $1 during the Buick Certified Service Fresh Start Tire Event. Visit Buick.com/service offers or see dealer for full details. At participating U.S. GM dealers only, highest or equal value tire will be $1. Offer ends 5/31/2025. Not available with other offers.
Parents of tweens, if you're familiar with far-off drop-offs...
Dad, stop, right here.
Or get DMs about what's for dinner, you may be experiencing tween milestones. For your son or daughter, these can start at age 9. HPV vaccination, a type of cancer prevention against certain HPV-related cancers, can start then too.
For most, HPV clears on its own. But for those who don't clear the virus, it can cause certain cancers later in life.
Embrace this phase. Help protect them in the next.
Ask their doctor today about HPV vaccination. Brought to you by Merck.
It's the Rush Hour with Bo Snerdley.
Goes by the pseudonym Bo Snerdley.
Rush.
Now here's Bo Snerdley.
1970 was the year. This was the date. Paul McCartney issued a press statement announcing the Beatles were no more. 1 week before he released his solo album, I have no future plans to record or appear with the Beatles again or to write any music with John. John Lennon, who had kept his much earlier decision to leave the Beatles quiet for the sake of others, was furious. When a reporter called John Lennon to comment on McCartney's statement, John Lennon said, "Paul hasn't left. I sacked him." Go home. Yeah. Anyway, we have to do a reprise very quickly, ladies and gentlemen. People are asking me questions. Some questions I can answer. Others I can't. People want to know specifics. How did this happen? Where exactly? You said the subway. What subway? It was a Manhattan subway. It was the R train. The man was in his 40s riding the R train. The train was idling at Whitehall Station. Police reviewed surveillance. They say the victim got on the R train about 8 p.m. He lit up a cigarette. He lit up a cigarette, filled the car with cigarette smoke. People, being New Yorkers, oh no, someone's smoking. They left the subway car. People say that smoking kills. In this case, we don't know, but the man, after smoking his cigarette, died. Deaded.
Clorox
cleans like Clorox and feels like...
All right, that could go on for a while. Experience the long-lasting freshness of Clorox Scentiva. Available in Clorox Scentiva Lavender Scented Bleach. Use as directed.
Morning decisions. A creamy mocha frappuccino drink? A sweet vanilla? Maybe a smooth caramel? Or that white chocolate mocha? Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Start your day with bottled Starbucks Frappuccino drinks. Pick up a bottle near you wherever you buy your groceries.
This episode is brought to you by Netflix. 3 couples, 4 vacations, a lot to unpack. Watch The 4 Seasons, a new series starring comedy favorites Tina Fey, Steve Carell, Will Forte, Coleman Domingo, and more in a hilarious and heartfelt love letter to long-term relationships. Based on the original Alan Alda film. Watch The 4 Seasons, streaming now only on Netflix.
Ladies, you'll end up shopping for your guy's deodorant, right? So try Degree's Original Cool Rush. You see, last year, Degree changed the formula, and men were mad. One guy even started a petition. So Degree admitted they messed up and brought the Original Cool Rush scent back. It's clean, crisp, and actually smells like someone you want to cuddle. And it's in Walmart, Target, and other stores now for under $4. So toss one in your cart and find out why it's the best-selling men's antiperspirant for the last decade. Degree Cool Rush is back, and it smells like victory.
It's the Rush Hour with Bo Snerdley.
Goes by the pseudonym Bo Snerdley.
Rush.
Now here's Bo Snerdley.
1967, on this day, Marvin Gaye heads into the studio and records his version of this song. First recorded by The Miracles. Then Gladys Knight. And it sold, it was a million seller for Gladys Knight. But Marvin's going to do it anyway. And it really broke for him in a huge way. This song had a few lives with Motown artists. The great Marvin Gaye. Noam Layden, Red Apple Media news director, anchor, is with us. Noam, you have an update on what's going on with that helicopter that went in the water in the Hudson River. What's going on, Noam?
James, unfortunately, none of it is good news. So
no.
This was this is going to be, unfortunately, a tragedy that we're going to be talking about for a while. So if you hadn't heard, it was about 3:30 this afternoon, a helicopter over the Hudson. This was closer to the New Jersey side of the Hudson. An eyewitness said they saw what they thought was the propeller of the helicopter breaking apart, then the helicopter crashing down into the water. Emergency personnel were on the scene very quickly. I just talked to, maybe 15 minutes ago, a Jersey City firefighter. That's where, close to the water where this accident took place. And he looked at me and I said, so what do you know? And he goes, it's not good at all. I can't tell you how many are dead, but there's definitely some dead. And now we're just getting a report from the Associated Press that all 6 people aboard this helicopter were killed. That's according to the Associated Press. What we were told earlier was that it was a mix of adults and children, which of course would make this story even more tragic. But again, this is what we're being told from eyewitnesses. These are eyewitnesses accounts from people who were on the scene where there's a lot of office buildings on the water here in Jersey City that face the Hudson because it's such a beautiful view of Manhattan. They said they heard what was a loud thud. Somebody saw a helicopter fall from the sky. And now fast forward to about an hour after the crash took place, the scene, which was filled with fire trucks, emergency personnel, they're starting to pull away as I speak to you. And that's because it seems, if this story is accurate from the AP, that all 6 people, what we believe is a tourist helicopter, but we haven't confirmed that, were killed in this crash.
Wow. Tragic news, Noam. Very tragic news. Thank goodness the responders, though, none of them were hurt in their efforts to try to save people there. And it's just a tragedy. Noam, thank you so much for keeping us updated.
Sure thing.
That's Noam Layden, ladies and gentlemen, not good news. But this is tragic. This is not the first time that a helicopter, by the way, has gone down in the Hudson We had some years ago news where a traffic helicopter went down. So just a tragedy. Now, the other tragedy we were talking about, and we still are, I'm going to leave this topic, but there were still some unanswered questions. The case on a New York City subway. A homeless man apparently gets on, decides he wants to light up. He lights up his cigarette. The subway car is filled with smoke. The suspect dies. After the suspect dies, another man enters the subway car. It had been idling for quite some time, apparently. 3 hours of idling. Another guy gets on the car, realizes the victim was dead, goes through his pockets, taking whatever the victim had on him, maybe even the cigarettes, if any were left. Then he has sex with the man, the dead man. He has oral and other sex with the dead man. Police thought they had identified a specific suspect, but now they're unsure they have the right person. There are photos of the man. He has a goatee, he has a beard, hoodie with the parka. He is recognizable. Someone will step forward and identify this man who robbed the dead man and then had oral and sex with him. And the most famous broadcast engineer in the world, Mr. Mike Mamone, has stepped in with the question. Mr. Mike wants to know if the corpse rape suspect faces a stiff fine. Indeed, he does. Very stiff fine, and apparently maybe even some time in the pokey. And that, my friends, is the tail end of this story. The caboose, if you will. Now, getting back to the Democrats. We've heard today. Okay, I have to play this. This is Tulsi Gabbard from the cabinet meeting. That is cut number 18. Some of you might have to sit down for this one.
I've got a long list of things that we're investigating. We have the best of the best going after this. Election integrity being one of them. We have evidence of how these electronic voting systems have been vulnerable to hackers for a very long time and vulnerable to exploitation to manipulate the results of the votes being cast, which further drives forward your mandate to bring about paper ballots across the country so that voters can have faith in the integrity of our elections.
I want to make sure we understood that. So would you mind, please, let's just do it slowly. Let's just play that one more time so we can slowly digest everything that Tulsi Gabbard just said during the cabinet.
I've got a long list of things that we're investigating. We have the best of the best going after this. Election integrity being one of them. We have evidence of how these electronic voting systems have been vulnerable to hackers for a very long time and vulnerable to exploitation to manipulate the results of the votes being cast, which further drives forward your mandate to bring about paper ballots across the country so that voters can have faith in the integrity of our elections.
Okay, then. We will be paying attention to that in the days and months ahead. Now, going back to this issue of the House passed a budget, by the way. Trump's budget is the budget proposal that Donald Trump wanted passed in the House, and Democrats are unhappy about that. Here is Democrat Representative Stephen Horsford. He is from Nevada. This is cut 3, Jonas, and let us listen to Democrat Representative Stephen Horsford.
The Speaker is rushing to the floor to pass a budget reconciliation to screw America by passing the biggest tax cut in history on the backs of the American people? WTF? Who's in charge?
Donald Trump is. He's the president. Now, I just want to make sure that you, ladies and gentlemen, understood. Jonas, I hate to always put you on the spot. I'm not trying to embarrass you. Thank you for always playing along with me so nicely. But I just want to see whether you totally understood what this representative just said to us. What is your view of what the guy just said to us? This Democrat.
He basically said that the new bill is on the backs of taxpayers.
Mm-hmm. Now, let me point out the very salient point to you of what he said. And it goes by so quick, and I'm not blaming you. I'm not saying anything wrong. I listen with political ears because this is what I do. Okay, so I hear every little nuance of what these people say. He said, ladies and gentlemen, the Countess of Conspiracy has weighed in on the man that was having sex with the corpse on the New York City subway. The Countess of Conspiracy says this is sickness. It is sick. What part, Countess, the oral or the anal sex? Moving back, with the corpse. What are you looking at me like that for? Carlos, you missed the story. This is New York City. I have to recap everything. You're throwing me off course. Carlos, listen, you stepped out of the room. This is important you know this happened because you're going to be riding the subways tonight. You might be on this very train that this happened in, sitting in the seat where this thing happened. A homeless guy got on the R train, Manhattan, okay? He lights up a cigarette. He smokes the cigarette on the train. The train fills full of smoke. People leave. Then later on, the train's just sitting there. It's idling. Then later on, another guy gets on the train. The homeless guy that was smoking the cigarette, he died. He smoked a cigarette and he died. Deaded. Then another guy gets on. He got a hoodie. He's got on this thing. And he realizes the guy's dead, so he starts going through all of his possessions, steals everything, wasn't satisfied with stealing the dead man's stuff. After that, he had sex with the dead guy. He had oral and anal sex with the dead guy on the New York City subway train. Now, I'm still trying to figure out how he did the oral part with the dead guy, but I don't really want to know the details of it that much. So now we have the Countess of Conspiracy saying this is sick. And Mr. Mike wants to know if the guy's going to get a stiff fine if he's ever caught. So now you're up to speed. Now, as I was saying, I listen with super ears every time Democrats open their mouths. So play that sound bite again, and let me tell you the real salient part. Number 3, Democrat Party, Stephen Horsford from Nevada.
The Speaker is rushing to the floor to pass a budget reconciliation to screw America by passing the biggest tax cut in history on the backs of the American people? WTF? Who's in charge?
Donald Trump is. He's claiming that the American people, that's you, that's me, that's you, Carlos, that's you, TJ, that's you, Countess of Conspiracy, that's Princess Diana, that's Lady Benedict, that's all of us, that if we get a tax cut, he is screwing us. He's doing to us what that guy did to the dead guy on the R train. If we get a tax cut, the biggest tax cut in history, this Democrat says that is screwing Americans on the backs of the American people. Who is it that pays the taxes? You. How in the world are you getting screwed like the guy on the R train if you get a chance to keep some of your own money? And then he says, WTF. People ought to be asking him, WTF. What are you talking about? That a tax cut screws me? It's on my back? No, my friends. That's why you should be glad you have me as a host. because I listen to everything these people say. They're devious. Now, moving on. We have a bill in front of Congress to allow American... Oh, it's too late. We're going to have to do this bill tomorrow. This is incredible. But in the meantime, let's listen to Cut 14 about the tires. This is on CNN. There's commentator Michaela Henderson. Very quickly, Cut 14.
Is it worth it to upend the global economy for HVAC jobs, right? Which is what Howard Lutnick is talking about, that these factories will be largely automated, but then there'll be mechanics who are, I guess, fixing the machines and fixing the robots and the HVAC systems. So they are making big promises. When they can deliver is still an open question.
These people demean everything. Is it worth it to disrupt the global economy for these stupid HVAC jobs? Like HVAC jobs are meaningless. These people demean work that the blue collar of Americans make their living on. Why disrupt the Chinese screwing over America like that guy did to that body on the R train? Why disrupt that for these stupid blue-collar jobs? These people are so elitist. They are just so wrong about everything. We got to take a quick break. Why you want to go and do that? And do that? Q-tip. Birthday today. This is with Janet. Yeah. Born in 1970. Part of A Tribe Called Quest, and later, of course, out on his own. The big, wonderful Q-tip. James Golden Snerdley, don't go away.
Rush. This is the Rush Hour with Bo Snerdley.
Bo Snerdley.
On 77 WABC.
Experience a progressive lens engineered with AI from Essilor, powered by individual measurements of your visual behavior. A lens personalized to you by an Essilor expert. Discover Verilux XR Track and enjoy instantly sharp vision in motion and seamless transitions from near to far. Find your local Essilor expert today at Essilor.com.
You guys, I just found the most incredible Mother's Day gift. It's called Goldbelly. Goldbelly is this amazing site where you can get the most iconic foods from restaurants all across the U.S., shipped anywhere in the country for free in time for Mother's Day. We're talking cakes from Ina Garten and Martha Stewart, Magnolia Bakery's famous banana pudding, and New York bagel brunches. Make Mother's Day perfect with Goldbelly.com and get 20% off your first order with promo code MOM. That's Goldbelly.com, promo code MOM.
Home means something different to everyone. But with Rocket Mortgage, home can mean even more. It can mean a college education, taming your high-interest debt, even a renovation. We've made it easier than ever to use your home equity. That home you worked so hard for, now it can work hard for you. Call 800-4ROCKET or visit rocket.com to find out more.
Rocket Mortgage, LLC, licensed in all 50 states, and MLSConsumerAccess.org, number 3030.
Jif peanut butter. It's that Jiffing good. It doesn't really need advertising. So instead, enjoy the calming sounds of the ocean.
Jif. Ooh, it's that Jiffing good. Get your Jif at Jif.com.
It's the Rush Hour with Bo Snerdley.
Goes by the pseudonym Bo Snerdley.
Rush. Now here's Bo Snerdley.
Yeah, this is James Golden. 1947, Bunny Wailer was born. You heard of Bob Marley and the Wailers? He's the Wailer of the Bob Marley and the Wailers. Along with Peter Tosh, Bunny Wailer was one of the three original member of Bob Marley and the Wailers. one of the standard bearers of reggae music, passed away in 2021. Age 73. Bunny Wailer, remembered here. Bo Snerdley's Rush Hour. I know we should ask Nursey Nurse about how this dead guy could have, how this other guy had oral. It's very confusing what happened on that R train.
James Golden, a.k.a. Bo Snerdley, presents Rapid Phones.
And let's go with Yuri on Rapid Phones. We start with you. Yuri, how are you this afternoon?
Hello, sir?
Yes, how are you?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't pick up the train situation.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Like William Shakespeare said in Tempest, the hell is empty. All the devils are here. That's exactly what's going on right now. That's all I want to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hell is empty. All the devils are here. Wow. Okay, Judith in Brooklyn, New York. How are you this afternoon, Judith?
James, I love it when you get fired up. You are terrific. Yesterday, you were phenomenal. And today, again, I love it when you get all upset and all fired up. You're the best when you get like that. You're terrific. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I lost my view of the screen. Tell me who's next, Jonas.
Jerry in New Jersey.
Jerry in New Jersey. How are you, Jerry?
Hi, how you doing? I don't think the Democrats should get a gift. The Doge check that people are talking about, my understanding is they're considering giving it only to people who pay net taxes. Sounds like a good idea, but be very bad next year if the Congress votes party line, and they would be that way, and Trump signs a bill that a portion of America, like 35% would get zero. No good. Let's make it a big tent. Let's not give them an easy opening. Let's beat them again in another election. Let's let everyone benefit from the savings. Everyone's got to benefit directly.
Interesting idea. Thank you. Folks, we're going to leave you with this song today. That's because in 1986, on this day, the woman who wrote this beautiful, iconic song passed away. American singer, songwriter, lyricist, Linda Creed. Passed away of breast cancer at the tender age of 37 years. She had teamed up in the 1970s with the great songwriter and producer Tom Bell. Wrote so many hits that You Are Everything, Bet You By Golly Wow, You Make Me Feel Brand New, among so many others. She was 26 years old when she was diagnosed with breast cancer. She kept working. 1985, Whitney Houston recorded this one, written by Linda Creed, on the Whitney album. We got to go. May God bless and protect each and every one of you, your families, your loved ones. Love and gratitude for your being with me and allowing me to be with you. God willing, back tomorrow for the Friday edition. Bye.